Welcome back to the land of smiles. Welcome back to Bangkok, Thailand. Today, the air inside the arena is heavy. Not with humidity, but with history. We stand on the precipice of the final chapter of the PUBG Global Championship 2025. 18 matches, 3 days of grueling, heart-pounding survival, and now, only 6 matches remain, 6 drops to determine who will etch their name into eternity. The narrative entering this final day is dominated by one name, Full Sense. The pride of the host nation has defied every expectation. They didn't just survive the first 2 days, they conquered them. Entering the arena with a commanding lead, they are fueled by the deafening roar of thousands of home fans who believe. For the first time in history, the PGC trophy will stay in Thailand. But in the world of Battle Royale, comfort is a myth. Shadowing the leaders of the Titans of the EMA region, Natus Vincere, the Golden Dragons, are wounded but dangerous, sitting in second place. Virtus.pro, the tactical masterminds, are lurking in third. And let us not forget the super team, the Galacticos of PUBG, Team Falcons, who are desperate for a miracle run to salvage their season. The mathematics are simple, but the pressure is suffocating. Full Sense needs stability, the chasers need chaos. Can the Thai underdogs withstand the weight of a nation on their shoulders? Or will the experienced giants crumble the walls of their fortress? The stage is set, the players are ready. Fasten your seatbelts, world. The final showdown of PGC 2025 starts right now. Match 13, Miramar. The tension is palpable as the plane cuts across the arid desert sky. All eyes are on Full Sense. Conventional wisdom dictates a defensive strategy: play safe, avoid fights, and bleed points slowly to maintain the lead. But Full Sense? They chose violence. The first circle shifts south, centering directly on Puerto Paraíso, Full Sense's home turf. It was as if the PUBG gods themselves were smiling upon Bangkok. While the leaders looted comfortably, their rivals were thrust into a nightmare. Natus Vincere, desperate to close the gap, was forced into a long, perilous rotation through the jagged terrain of Impala. They clashed early with twisted mines, losing valuable utility and armor. Virtus.pro fared even worse, finding themselves pinched between multiple teams in the mid-game, exiting early with a meager point haul. As the circle tightened, Full Sense didn't turtle up. They ascended, taking the commanding high ground overlooking the southern compounds. Thanadol and Belmouth turned the map into their personal shooting range. They became the gatekeepers, raining fire down upon anyone daring to enter the safe zone. Teams like the Expendables and Daytrade crumbled under the pressure, forced into bad fights while Full Sense dictated the pace of the lobby. The final phase arrived. Full Sense stood tall with a full 4-man squad, fully geared and overflowing with confidence. Facing the remnants of the lobby, they executed a textbook sweep. Smoke walls were deployed. Flashbangs blinded their enemies. There was no panic, only precision. Gwon spots the final target. The shots ring out. Victory for Full Sense. They open the final day not with a whimper, but with a roar. A massive 12-kill chicken dinner. The arena erupts into chaos. The point gap, instead of shrinking, has blown wide open. The message to NaVi and VP was loud and clear: this is our house, and we are not leaving. Match 14, return to Miramar. After the adrenaline spike of the opener, Full Sense adopted a more measured approach. They had the points, now they needed to manage the risk. They played the edge, avoiding unnecessary conflict. However, for the chasing pack, desperation began to set in. NaVi continued their disastrous start to the day, caught in a deadly rotation across the open plains of Los Leones. They were dismantled by crossfire. The dream of a comeback was slipping through their fingers like sand. The spotlight of this match, however, shifted to 17 Gaming from China. Recognizing the lack of hard cover in the final zones, they made a strategic decision that would define the match. They secured a BRDM armored vehicle. The circle closed in on a barren field. No trees, no rocks, just open ground and deadly intentions. While Full Sense bowed out quietly in the top 5, securing placement points, the climax of the match evolved into a duel for the ages. It came down to a 1v1. Lil Ghost of 17 Gaming versus StarLord. But StarLord had the ultimate advantage. He was inside the BRDM. He drove the tank in circles, using it as an impenetrable mobile wall, trying to run Lil Ghost down or force him into the blue zone. It looked impossible, man versus machine, but Lil Ghost pulled off a 200 IQ play. He deployed a cloud of smoke grenades to confuse the driver. He danced around the heavy vehicle, predicting its movement. Then, the mistake happened. StarLord, trying to secure the kill, hopped out of the vehicle for a split second to shoot. Lil Ghost was ready. He dropped to the ground, firing underneath the chassis, targeting the exposed feet of his opponent. Down he goes. Victory for 17 Gaming. A triumph of individual skill and quick thinking. A masterclass in mechanics that left the global audience stunned. Match 15, Taego. We move to the 8x8 map of Taego. With the tournament reaching its halfway point for the day, the teams in the middle of the pack needed to make a move. Virtus.pro finally woke up. The Russian squad, known for their aggressive pushes, started hunting. Lou and Nixie unleashed their DMRs, tapping heads from hundreds of meters away, dismantling teams like Cerberus and Daytrade to farm crucial kill points. But this match belonged to the heavyweights of Europe, Twisted Minds. After a quiet start to the finals, the Cyborgs found their rhythm. They rotated early into the center compound, fortifying their position and letting the rest of the lobby destroy each other. The late game provided one of the most electric moments of the tournament. E-Arena, another Thai representative, found themselves cornered. Jacob, the last man standing for his team, faced a full squad push from Nemiga. In a display of pure mechanical brilliance, Jacob sprayed down two, natted a third, and nearly wiped the squad solo. The crowd screamed his name. However, the chaos allowed Twisted Minds to seize control. Example and XMPL pushed out from their compound, catching the exhausted survivors off guard. They swept the battlefield with clinical efficiency. Victory for Twisted Minds. The EMA Giants finally put a win on the board, reminding everyone why they are considered one of the best teams in the world. Full Sense, meanwhile, played a quiet game, maintaining their lead but watching the gap slowly shrink. Match 16, Rondo. This was supposed to be the coronation. Full Sense entered Rondo looking to put the final nail in the coffin. But disaster struck. For the first time in the grand finals, the leaders looked mortal, caught in a terrible rotation through the bamboo forests. Full Sense was ambushed. They were pinched between multiple teams, unable to establish a defensive line, eliminated at 14th place with 0 points. A shockwave went through the arena. The door was creaking open. If NaVi or VP could win this, the championship fight would be alive again. But today, the scriptwriters favored Thailand, just not the team you expected. The final circle shifted to a rugged, rocky hill. Nemiga held the high ground with a full 4-man squad. Facing them, just 2 players from E-Arena, Jacob and Elliot. Was a 2 vs 4. Impossible odds, but Jacob was in the zone. Utilizing the terrain, they baited Nemiga into pushing. Grenades out, one Nemiga player falls. Spray transfer, another goes down. Suddenly, it's a 2v2. The momentum shifted. The crowd realized what was happening. They weren't cheering for Full Sense anymore, they were cheering for their country. L flanks right, Jacob pushes left. Crossfire established. Victory for E-Arena. The stadium shook to its foundations. A miracle 2 vs 4 clutch to keep the chicken dinner in Bangkok. Full Sense may have fallen, but their countrymen protected their honor. Match 17, Erangel, the Holy Land. The Circle Gods decided to test the players' nerves one last time with a military base shift. Panic ensued. Teams scrambled for boats, gliders, and the deadly bridges. Full Sense, perhaps shaken by the previous game, played too loose. They attempted a late bridge cross and were punished severely. Eliminated early again. The lead was shrinking. The tension was rising. This was the moment for Virtus.pro. Seeing the leaders fall, VP went into kill mode. They swept through the military barracks, clearing out campers and farming a massive amount of kill points. Every kill brought them closer to NaVi in the overall standings. Speaking of NaVi, the Golden Dragons collapsed, caught outside the zone. They fell early, earning 0 points. This opened the door wide for VP to steal the runner-up spot. While VP hunted for kills, BB team hunted for the win. They smartly rotated along the coastline, securing the high ground at the radio tower. In the final circle, VP ran out of steam and utility. BB team held the high ground advantage, raining bullets down on the remaining squads. Victory for BB team. A tactical masterclass. But the real winner of this match was Virtus.pro. With their massive kill count, they officially leapfrogged NaVi to take second place on the leaderboard. The race for the championship might be settled, but the war for silver was blazing. Match 18, the grand finale. Full Sense entered the final game knowing they simply needed to exist to win the title. The real drama was below them. Team Falcons, the super team, sat in 4th place. They needed a miracle to break into the top 3. So, they decided to burn the server down, adopting a kill or die playstyle. Falcons rotated wide, chasing every gunshot they heard. It was a massacre. Teagleton and the boys were unstoppable. They wiped 17 Gaming. They pushed back Twisted Minds. Destiny called when NaVi and Virtus.pro were eliminated in the top 8. The door to the podium swung wide open. Falcons didn't just want to win, they wanted to make a statement. In the final circle, they utilized their vehicles as cover, creating a fortress in the open field. 10 kills, 12 kills, 14 kills. The counter kept ticking up. They cleared the final duo. Victory for Team Falcons, a record-breaking 16-kill win to close out the tournament. A godlike sprint at the finish line that cemented their status as a world-class squad. The final whistle blows. The dust settles on Erangel. History has been rewritten in the heart of Bangkok. Full Sense are your PGC 2025 World Champions. From a team that many doubted, entering as a regional invite, they transformed their home ground into an impregnable fortress. They didn't just win, they dominated, finishing with a commanding 155 points. They stand tall above the rest of the world. Virtus.pro secures second place, a testament to their resilience and fragging power. Natu's Vincere takes third. The Golden Dragons flew high but ran out of breath in the final sprint. Team Falcons finishes fourth, proving their super team status with that explosive finale. And a nod to the Expendables from Vietnam, fighting bravely to finish in the top 8 among the world's elite. The tournament MVP title belongs to the sharpshooter, Thanadol of Full Sense. He takes home the trophy and the keys to a brand new Porsche Cayenne. Tears of happiness flow on the main stage. They promised their fans the trophy would stay in Thailand, and they delivered. PGC 2025 has concluded with a fairy tale ending for the host nation and spectacular matches for the global audience. We witnessed dominance. We witnessed god-tier clutches. We witnessed the pure, raw emotion that only Battle Royale can provide. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. The king has been crowned. Until next season, keep your aim true. Goodbye from Bangkok.